I said I became a human after playing outside a little, and my girl just popped up. I feel suddenly tired again. So I found this, whatever this is, a few months ago, and I never read it, and of course I forgot about it. Looks interesting, isn't it? Pages from history. 10 documents that changed the world AD 1000 to 2000. The Sunday Times. That sounds important in it. Dino is there. I heard my husband read this when he was a kid. I never read it. Denise the Menace. I don't even know how to read this. 이 뭐야? Nash. Keep this picture, readers. You don't often see Denise asleep. Oh boy, we've got burglars. Crack, crick. 네? Zoom, swish, charge. Oh, this is too long. I cannot act this long. I'll just show you the pictures. Looks like old cartoons. Minnie the Minx. 우리는 보물섬을 봤는데 남편이 이런 걸 봤군요, 어렸을 때. 오, 1999. 오, 89? 89, June 10th. 오, 이건 또 뭘까요? Pages from History. Part 10부터 하면 이상하지 않나? 순서대로일까요? 본 적이 없어요. Part 1이 있나? Part 1 있네요. Part 1. 뭐라고? Part 1. The Tyrant's Charter. Pope Urban II's Sermon at Clermont. 무슨 말일까요? 오, 이게 뭐야? 오, 신기하네. 봐봐. Olden days, people wrote all this by hand. Document that changed the world. Pages from History, edited by Richard Carling, is a century-by-century survey of some of the most important documents from the second millennium that have helped to define the modern world. They range from the mythology of early Britain to the cold rationality of Newton, from the poor law to the laws of cricket. Okay. Hunt for prosperity. Hawking was popular with the Normans, who gave England a currency that was the envy of Western Europe. Edward the Confessor is the image on the coin. This coin is cute. Soldiers of Christ, the sermon of Pope Urban II at Clermont in November 1095 echoed across the world and continues to echo still. His blood-curdling call to arms, legitimizing the violent suppression of political and religious opposition, established a creed that has served the interests of dictators and tyrants ever since. Though it was an oration and not strictly a document at all, contemporary chroniclers ensured that its message would serve the architects of the Holocaust and modern ethnic cleansers as surely as it launched the First Crusade. 알겠습니다. 오, 신기한데 이건 너무 긴데? 그림만 보여줄까요? 그 다음 10개를 언제 다 읽어? 머리가 아픈데. This is important but so dark, so I want to read all by myself, okay? But I'll show you. 또 있다. A Frenchman in his castle. The new Norman aristocracy enjoyed pork and beef, while Anglo-Saxons ate gruel. What is gruel? 무슨 말일까요? There are so many words that I still do not know. It's frustrating, isn't it? Somehow, this is so clean. Somebody kept it very well. Okay, the first one was not very happy. And second one, 없어. Something's missing. 어디 갔지? 없어요. Second one is missing somehow. Part 3. Powers to the people. Magna Carta. Wow. Okay. 이거는 I was weekly thing이었나봐요. It must have been issued weekly, looks like. Okay, yeah, this is just advertising. The barons take a liberty. Magna Carta is an unlikely benchmark in the history of virtue. The barons who forced King John's signature at Runnymede were only serving their own interests. Yet 7 centuries later, their tool for self-promotion remains the world's most powerful engine of democracy. Its legacies include much that we take for granted. Trial by jury, parliamentary power, and the loss of our American colony. 뭐라고? 다시. 이게 잠깐만. 이거 어디서 나온 거지? Sunday Times? Is this British? 자, 나중에 알아보고요. 그림은 참 예쁩니다. Information should be shared, right? I'm not sure if I read everything, to be honest. But it is very interesting. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In June 1215, in a meadow called Runnymede, on the south bank of the Thames between Windsor and Staines, there took place one of the great scenes of English history. A scowling King John confronted a pose of hard-faced barons who extorted from him his agreement to Magna Carta, the Great Charter. And the Great Charter lived up to its name, for it is one of a handful of ancient documents which are still alive, working its influence in our own age, just it has done in every century since the 13th. And not only in England but in the United States, the British Commonwealth, and even in dilute form throughout the world, was a key issue in the English Civil War and Glorious Revolution of the 17th century. In the 18th century, wearing the elegant wigs and breeches of the Age of Enlightenment, its ideas and some of its words were worked into the American Declaration of Independence. In the 20th, it helped inspire the United Nations Charter and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Okay. I respect the tradition, but why do English lawyers wear curly white wigs? Because it kind of doesn't look so serious. Anyways, that's nothing to do with this story, okay? Okay, so timeline. There's always this head somewhere. Yeah. 얼굴 안 보입니다. Okay. From far left, the UN Charter, here being signed by President Harry S. Truman in 1945, was inspired by Magna Carta. The Berlin Wall falls to democracy in 1989. Jara marchers in 1936 and countryside campaigners in 1997 exercised their right to protest. Fought for women. History is interesting but so cruel, and I never really liked history class because the amount that we had to learn was too much. We learned World War I, II, Western history and American history, colonialism and everything, every, I guess, big moments. And then we have thousands of history ourselves too in Asia. So it was just too much considering the amount of tests we had to take. So it was so inefficient. So I wish people can actually timeline what's really important in the world, not just West, not just East. Like everybody should learn some bits of some part of the world. I think although we kind of learned Asian history, it's I think focused on Far East too. So mm, I wish there's a timeline for whole world. Like I like the idea of my girl's timeline, Irish history timeline. It was very short, but I could tell what these people think important in history and what kids really should know, at least what it is, what they mean, But if it's like this much information just for the West, just for Europe, people, they don't even bother. Like myself, it was too much. This looks a little better, But I sound when I open it, it may sound again. Oh no, it's interesting actually. The picture looks happier, but people, my generation might just think, oh, Shakespeare in Love, the movie, and many people think movies are all true, right? Anyways, I think this is a lot. I'll be back.